Hey, it's Eric Olson, and I speak about internet marketing, starting your own business, growing authority, and just making some extra money on the side. Rand Fishkin is who I'm going to be speaking with today. If you don't know who he is, he's the CEO and co-founder of SEOMOZ. So if you've ever wondered about how to rank in Google, how to get more website traffic, this is going to be a good one for you. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's just dive in. Wait till you hear what he talks about for Halloween, what he saw for a costume. So that'll be a good one. So let's just dive in right now. Now I want to get a photo taken with you.
Let's do it.
Um,
Sweet.
well, thank you for being on the show for sure. Like I was saying, I watched all of your Whiteboard Fridays. I mean, it's just amazing, how the time goes by. But are you at Moz now, or I saw your former CEO?
Yeah, this is the bunch of the engineers behind me and product folks working on latest and greatest tools. So yeah, I'm still here. My last day will be February 28th.
Gotcha. And then are you going to Inbound then, or how's that working?
Going to Inbound. You mean the conference next year?
No, inbound.org. I thought I saw.
No, actually. So I started that with Dharmesh, but I actually, I say sold. I sold for no money, basically for me not paying Dharmesh back.
Gotcha.
Nice. I sold my share in inbound.org to HubSpot. So that's owned by HubSpot now.
Okay. That's even better. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, next year I'm just going to start a new company.
Okay. That's what entrepreneurs do, right?
Yeah.
Really quick break right here. If you want to start a business or even build authority, or you already have started a business, but you want to grow more revenue, you've come to the right place. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's get back to the content. Well, Rand, thank you for being on the show. I told our audience just a little bit about you, but can you kind of expand on that and what you've been up to lately?
Sure, yeah. First off, thanks for having me, Eric. It's a pleasure to be here. So yes, as you noted, I'm the founder, former CEO of Moz, and here we are at the Moz offices. So I'm still here for a few more months, and then I'll be starting a new company next year. I have a book that I've written for Penguin Random House coming out next year called Lost and Founder, that sort of chronicles a bit of my journey and hopefully shares some tips for entrepreneurs and folks in the tech and marketing worlds. And I'm still planning to be at lots of events and speaking and creating content. My mission has always been to help people do better marketing, and I think I'm going to keep at that with this next leg of my career.
Yeah, nice. I always love to find out how people started in their journey. So how did you start down this whole SEO path and Moz and everything like that?
Sure. So let's see. I dropped out of college in 2001 and started working with my mom, Jillian, who was my co-founder for SEOMOZ, which became Moz. And the blog, which was the original SEOMOZ, basically started because I was sharing my journey of learning SEO, getting very frustrated with both search engines and sort of the many members of the SEO community at the time were very secretive and kind of hoarded knowledge like wealth. I think because they perceived that it was their unique value proposition of their consulting practices, which for many folks it probably was. And my mission, the reason SEOMOZ had its name is because I took that word Moz from the Mozilla Foundation and DMoz and Chef Moz and Music Moz, all these other Mozes that were designed to open source information, right? Mozilla was the open source web browser, DMoz was the open source directory. And so I wanted to be an open source place for SEO knowledge. And that turned out to be, a great way to build a community, especially back then. And then in 2007, we launched some software just sort of as a, stab in the dark. We had built some tools of our own and wanted to share them with other folks and made them available. And you could PayPal us $29 a month or something. And that business took off like a rocket. And then we ended up, I raised a round of venture that year, venture capital. and really had no idea what I was getting into, but became this sort of accidental entrepreneur. And then 10 years later, here we are. Moz is a 180 person company with about $45-ish million in revenue and around something a little over 30,000 paying customers. So yeah, kind of
pretty cool.
yeah,
Nice.
it's sort of weird. It got big and different, right? And I stepped down as CEO in 2014. So after 7 years, and then I've sort of had some ups and some downs since then, and going to be leaving next year to pursue a new company.
Okay. Can we say what that company is yet, or is that still?
I don't have it. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Watch out, Google. When did you start doing the Whiteboard Fridays?
Yeah, I think that was 07 or 08 was the first one. And we basically had gotten a video camera in our office, and I was explaining something on a whiteboard to one of our employees, and he said, "Oh, hang on, let me film this." And we put it up on the blog, and it didn't do very well, to be honest. Whiteboard Friday was our most poorly performing content for probably the first year that we made them, in terms of metrics, but we did see higher engagement, I want to call it.
Okay.
So, there's something special, something unique about video that makes people sort of view it differently than text content, written content, or visual content, or audio only content. And it resonated with a certain group, and we thought, hey, we can double down on this. And within a few years, it went from our worst performing content to our best performing. And now, the best performing content on Moz is pretty consistently those Whiteboard Friday posts.
Did you do anything different, or were you just patient and running the marathon game?
So I would say it was more like training for the marathon. It was an iterative, long-term approach to consistent improvement, right? So improve the quality of the video, improve the quality of the recording, improve the quality of the audio and the equipment, improve the quality of the actual whiteboard, right? We switched from like the ones that get messy and don't erase well to like these very high quality, expensive porcelain ones. We got in our last 2 offices now, we've had specific rooms that are just for filming Whiteboard Friday that have, soundproofing. And I obviously, spent a lot of time working on my presentation skills and explanation skills. The only thing that's never improved is my drawing skills. It's total amateur hour, little stick figures, but everything else has gotten better.
And you had to master the mustache too, I remember those.
Yeah, I think there's something about my personal style that is surprisingly caricaturable.
Yeah, you were saying before we jumped on that somebody dressed up as you for Halloween. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, mostly I find it hilarious and fun, and then there's a little part of me that's kind of looking around a little nervous, like, wait a minute, I'm not actually anybody, famous or important, right? It's a little weird. So yeah, but fun. It's fun.